So then people, it has been a big week. Whoa! Ow. Let's kick it off with proper news. That is the Ferrari 488 GTB, and it is here to replace the 458 Italia. It has been all over Instagram, all over the internet. I did not expect it to be released so early. They will be showing it for real at the Geneva Motor Show, but how awesome does this look? I know, a lot of people are saying it's too similar to the Ferrari 458, and you're not wrong, it isn't this similar to the 458. But I think it's more like an improvement. It's sort of a more beefed up version of the Speciale, and I really like that. So round back, you have the exhaust of the Speciale, but on the side, you have new air intakes, and that is simply because the 488 GTB is turbocharged. It is the first mid-engine turbocharged Ferrari since the F40, so those are some big shoes to fill. Let's talk power. So power-wise, still the V8, but this time with two turbos producing 660 horsepower. 0 to 60 in about 6 seconds, top speed of 205 miles an hour. It's going to be a rival for the 650S. And can I just actually bring us back to the horsepower figure, because I actually have something on my mind. So 660 horsepower is more than an Enzo, which was considered a hypercar not that long ago. This is the entry-level Ferrari. So, I mean, I know I might be talking gibberish here because it doesn't make any sense for me not to want more power, but I personally, I haven't driven it, I don't know, it's just my initial point of view, is that 660 horsepower for an entry-level supercar is pretty ridiculous. It might just be overkill, which means you can't genuinely enjoy these cars on the road, because in second gear you'll be going over the speed limit. So why not have 500 horsepower, which is plenty to be able to do whatever you want to do on the road, and most of these people don't use their cars on the track. 660 horsepower just seems like way too much to me. But who knows, they might build a car with great suspension, great chassis, great steering and everything, so it's perfectly manageable, but it just strikes me as a lot. They've actually released a video, click somewhere here, and you'll be able to see it, where you can sort of start to hear the car. And honestly, no, I'm really excited, and Ferrari have done a good job. I think it doesn't look too much like a 458. You can definitely see the resemblance, but that's not a bad thing. The 458 was a really good looking car, wasn't it? Keep your eyes out, 650S! Another big unexpected release that I'm really excited about is the Porsche Cayman GT4. They're saying it has around 380 to 385 horsepower, and it could be a bit more because Porsche always tend to put lower values to the horsepower. It's based on the Cayman GTS, but it has loads of components from the GT3. So it has brakes from the GT3, both steel and ceramic as options. It has some rims derived off the GT3 using turbo wheel nuts. On the inside, it's got the steering wheel and seats that look like they could be derived off what we find in the 918, which I find really cool. It's got a similar engine to what you find in a Carrera S. It's got a new exhaust, it's got a new front fascia, it's got new side vents. And I just think overall they've done a fantastic job on the outside. And the inside was a good place to be anyways, but the new steering wheel and the new seat make it look even better, and I am sure this thing will drive well. So back to my point of power, I think 380 horsepower, for example, in a car that weighs, so this weighs 1,340 kilograms, which is really light, and that's with all fuel and stuff, as you know, Porsche always do their weights like that. And I think that's a lot more sensible for the road. I think the Ferrari is going to be awesome. It's going to be a fantastic car to drive, but and there's just something which makes me think 660 horsepower is too much for an entry-level Ferrari now. I mean, you may not agree with me, comment below what you think. But I think the Cayman, for example, is a car that you would be able to use the power, you'd be able to have so much fun. It's only in a manual, this one, which I think is awesome. I love driving manuals, even though I haven't been driving for that long, but before I didn't really get what I thought paddles were cool, but there's really something about being able to control the car yourself. So, thumbs up to you and Porsche. I'm really excited to see that at the Geneva show. That's it with proper news this week. I thought I'd keep it simple. 2 big pieces of news, and now let's move on to renders and spy shots. Nothing really interesting came out. I mean, I reported on the 458 Turbo, I thought it would be called then, so now the 488 GTB last week, which funnily enough has come out now, and the Cayman GT4, which again, so a lot has happened in a week, but this week all I have is some renders of the Aventador SV in different colours. So there's this colour, that colour, this colour, that colour, and a few more, and let me know what you think. But I think the Aventador SV is looking good. It's growing on me. The back, not so great, so Smarter Forever did this to choose the front. But that's it for renders and spy shots this week. We have plenty of videos though. First of all, we have a video I literally just watched, which I thought was fantastic. So this is Salomon, the Instagram user, picking up his Pgani 730S, which is derived off Zonda R and Zonda Tricolore. So he seems like a really nice guy. He's also got a 918 Dodge Challenger. I think he has an S65 AMG as well. So a pretty cool collection of cars. Young guy, and he basically just took a camera along as he was going to go pick up his Pgani, which I think is really nice. I love seeing these kind of videos where people go pick up these cars, because it sort of gives you a feeling of what it's really like and sides you don't usually see. We all know how they drive, what's it actually like to live with it. Sticking on the Pagani theme, a fellow YouTuber who I think is fantastic, Supercars has done a full in-depth review of the Pgani Huyara, which I love Pagani, so I knew a lot about the car, but there are just certain things that you can't know unless you watch one of Supercars' videos. So things like where you put the end of the key when you've taken it off, I didn't know that, or more explanations on how the center screen works to manage all of the air conditioning and all of that, just little details which geeky guys would love. And I really enjoyed the video, and I thought you would too, so click here if you want to watch that. The Porsche Cayman GT4 has come out in a few different ways, so the main of which that I think we've all seen are videos, so from Autocar and also Inside Evo. My personal favourite one was Inside Evo because it's a little longer, goes into more of the details of how the car will drive, and also some of the details of how it's related to the GT3, which I thought was really interesting, so that's right here if you want to click on it. Basically, after watching this video, you're going to really, really want a Cayman GT4. So another Seb, this one slightly more successful, it's Sebastian Vettel, and he is answering your questions, but what makes it interesting is he is doing it in a Ferrari FXXK, which is a hardcore version of the LaFerrari using a hybrid engine as well, I believe. And so they put it out on Twitter or Instagram to ask him questions because he's recently joined Ferrari Formula 1 team. This is a rare opportunity to sort of be able to contact him and ask him questions from his fans. And I thought they did it really well. He was driving the FXXK, but you don't hear it that much, but still it's just cool to see what it looks like to see a guy like that driving something other than a Formula 1 car. So for sale this week is another Veyron. I did another one not that long ago, but this one is called Le Diamant Noir, which is basically a rough translation in French to the Black Diamond. One of the last special edition Veyrons ever made. It's based on a Vitesse, and it's actually quite interesting that so many Veyrons are going up, Some Veyrons are going up on the market at the moment, possibly people ordering the new replacement car, wanting to buy that and selling their Veyron. Although if you've got a Veyron and you want the replacement, you're probably not having any financial issues. Anyways, this car is 295 miles, no word on the price, but I think it looks fantastic. Let me know what you think in the comments below. So let's round it up really quickly with deliveries. So this week, this black LaFerrari with a red stripe down the front hood was delivered in America to an owner that we potentially think has a 509 GTO in the same color scheme. I think the color scheme looks good, wouldn't be what I would choose personally. I like them in dark blue with a red interior like the one that was in Canada. But this one does look very cool, and I'd be interested to know if it's the same owner, but everything says same owner, but everything says that it would be, so that is very interesting. Even more rare than a LaFerrari is the Koenigsegg One being delivered to the BHP project. I will leave a link to their YouTube channel in the description below, and they have ordered a blue carbon 1.1 which is ready to be delivered to the UK, so really looking forward to seeing that arrive when it does. That's it for this week, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I know it was a short one, trying to keep these videos short because they can easily get very long, but let me know what you think, and remember to share, comment, like, and all the rest. Thank you very much for everything. I will see you on Wednesday and next Saturday for the next weekly report. Bye! You and I are going to have a chat about motor shows.
And take a time penalty for that bad boy. I have a